Hi everyone. Today is Saturday and I am actually in Los Angeles, California on vacation visiting one of my close friends. It is amazing weather. I'm having a great time and I actually just had a minute now to just take some time and relax. We've been on the go, like all over, visiting places, taking pictures, shopping, having some amazing discussions on all kinds of topics. And right now, my friend, her family's actually Thai and they're Catholic, and this is the month of Mary, I believe she told me, and so they're having a special service in their house. And not a Catholic and I don't know the rosaries and things like that. Everyone's on their way over to begin praying to Mary, I believe. I don't know too much about Catholicism, but I learned things here and there through her family. Today I wanted to take the time to talk about a specific thing. For people close to me, they know one of the things I love to read almost every day are the obituaries. Now I know that sounds morbid, and if that's off-putting to you, you should probably stop watching this video. But if you want to hear more, keep listening. I actually read the obituaries like one would watch the History Channel or the A&E channel. They're so informative. I've learned so many random facts about people from all walks of life by reading the obituaries, because it tells you a bit of their story. And of course the ones in the New York Times are, more high-profile people, so you just learn more. So that's one of many reasons why I have this habit. Even if they're really interesting and I want to learn even more or write about it, I actually print them out and I keep a file of them and I refer back to them for other projects that I'm working on. Years ago, I don't remember the exact year, maybe 3 years ago or even 4 years ago, I came across the obituary of a gentleman by the name of Todd Skinner. He, at the time, I believe, was 47, and he passed away. He was well known for being a rock climber, and he, at some point, it said that he had sold pretty much all of his belongings, even his house, and all he had was a tent and his climbing gear, because that's all he wanted to do. When he woke up in the morning, his first thing was just that he wanted to climb mountains. That was his desire, his purpose. It's what he taught others. That was just seeping out of his pores, this yearning for nature and climbing. And that was actually how he passed away. He was climbing in some park and he fell. And I read this obituary and it really moved me. I actually have a few posts on my website, one specifically about him and then others where I reference him. And if I can find them, I'll link them at the bottom of this video. But it moved me because it made me think about my life. And even though he died young and it was very tragic, I think if he could pick the way to go, it probably would have been that, because that was his passion in life. That's all. I mean, he sold his house and lived at a tent so that he could be by the mountains all the time. So when I read that, I got really retrospective at the time. This was years ago. And I wanted to make sure that in every moment in my life I was living intentionally and living on purpose, so that, say if I just dropped dead in any moment, I would be okay. I don't know, this came up again because my friend who I'm here to visit, we were driving up to Santa Barbara, and we had music playing in the background, and the ocean was on our left, and there was these beautiful mountains and farms and cliffs and things like on our right and in front of us. And we were having these discussions about art and spirituality and family and being silly and taking pictures and laughing. And I just had this moment where I thought, I'm okay with this moment. I'm completely satisfied and content. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than in this car with my good friend having these discussions. Like, if we had died in that moment, I would have been okay with that. And as I was sitting in the car thinking that, I started replaying all these other moments and situations that I experienced in my life. I thought about the times that I get to spend with my family, or, you know, when I'm doing my YouTube videos or writing posts for my website. If I just dropped dead while I was writing a post, I'm okay with that, because that's something that I love. It's something I'm passionate about. When I'm at home cooking, or spending time with my cat, or even at work, the projects that I get to work on, if I'm stage managing for theater, when I'm reading books, like, all these aspects of my life, I love it. And if I were to die at any moment, one, I'm not afraid of death anyway. It's inevitable. But I'm also not panicked, like, oh, there's so much I want to do. I have lots of goals and desires, but I'm also very intentional about being present. And in my present life, I'm okay with it. I'm happy. I guess I put this out there for you as a challenge, to make sure that you're living intentionally as well, and living on purpose, and living with passion and enthusiasm. Are you content? Are you satisfied? Like, think about the moments that you experience, your friendships, your family, the things you do day in and day out. If you were to drop dead in that moment, are you okay with that? I mean, even if it's something as basic as, say, I'm taking a shower and I'm cleaning myself, and I were to drop dead in the shower, that's okay. Like, that's fine, because humans need to be clean, and I love my homemade shower gel that I make, and the water pressure is perfect, and my bathroom is always clean. Like, I love my life. Do you love your life? If not, I don't know, maybe you should reevaluate things. And I mean, it doesn't change overnight, but take steps here or there so that you can find that in every moment you're completely satisfied. You know, if you have difficult or challenging things that you're dealing with, because my life isn't easy, trust me. It is not easy. I've gone through many things, and if you read my blog, you know I talk about a lot of harder topics. But even in those topics, even in like the loss of a dear friend, or memories from some painful things that happened in my childhood, I could look at them with grace and still be satisfied, especially because now that I'm an adult, I have full control over who I allow in my life, what I do with myself, how I spend my time. I hope I'm not rambling. I just want to put it out there that if you're not living on purpose, do so. Like, we could die at any moment. And say, if I were to die while doing this video, I would be okay with that, because it's like she died sharing a message about living full of passion to people. And that's okay with me. So if you have things like petty crap and drama and anger and hostility and, I don't know, all those like negative things, and like emotional, being an emotional roller coaster, and consider some alternatives, and I don't know. So I use Todd Skinner as my inspiration. Every now and then I go back and I read his obituary and I read the posts I wrote about him and I evaluate my life. Could I die in this moment? Would I be satisfied and content? And if I can answer yes, I know that I'm living intentionally, on purpose, passionately, creatively, artistically, and that makes me happy. Even now, I'm on vacation in sunny California with one of my friends, and there are a group of Thai people on the living room, like family and friends, and they are praying, and they're Catholic, and I'm learning so much about Thai culture and Catholicism. Like, I love learning. So even if I were to go in that moment, it'd be like, oh, Sheena died while learning about another culture and another person's journey of spirituality. Live on purpose. Live passionately. Live intentionally. Have a great day.